Hey there Cosmic Warriors, and welcome back to another video. And if you are new here, my name is Hannah. I am a Western practical astrologer, and I'm here today to talk about the Aries personality. So we're going to be looking at the personal planets within Aries as well as the Aries Rising. The personal planets being the Sun, Moon, Mercury, Venus, and Mars. So stay tuned. But before we do dive into today's video, don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button and click the bell. And if you are interested in a personal reading from myself, then you can visit my website, hannahselsewhere.com. There you can also find my practical astrology ebooks and merch. I do hope that you find this video to be helpful today. Let's do this. Okay, so before we get into this, make sure to comment down below what your Aries placements are and let me know if you resonate with your placements today. So to begin, just looking at the Aries personality overall, if you have an Aries personality, you are dynamic, courageous, energetic, creative, and passionate. You want to do things your way and fast. There is no waiting around when it comes to you. You'll speed through your studies if you have Mercury in Aries. You'll move quickly within relationships if you have Venus in Aries. And you will eagerly want to move past a difficult emotion if you have the Moon in Aries. I have the Moon in Aries and I can very much relate to this point. Essentially, everything about you is about speed, power, and action. You might give in to your impulses easily, especially when you're younger, and you can have this warrior spirit that can be difficult to tame. There is no getting through to you when you have your eyes set on a particular path, direction, or destination. And when you feel as if you're being attacked, you can be quick to defend yourself or fight back, even if someone didn't mean you any harm. You might also be ruthless when it comes to the likes of competition and winning. When you're younger, that is, especially when you're younger and when you're more immature. And there is also the likelihood of you mistreating others or putting your own needs first, even if that means burning your bridges, letting other people down, and hurting others as well. However, you might find that as you age, you start to consider other people. You begin to develop more honorable characteristics like honesty, courage, and having sympathy for others too. You are fiercely independent people. You're pioneers, you're leaders. You're also usually the ones who start projects whilst others are still waiting. Okay, they haven't started yet, but off you go. You take the leap and you go for it. And at the same time, you can be naive, you can be foolish, but that's okay because your mistakes shape you as well. And when you learn from your mistakes, you become invincible. There is this childlike innocence as well about you, and you're most likely the first person to call yourself out before someone else does. I mean, I'm constantly calling myself out. And if you notice someone else struggling or needing some type of assistance, you're straight in there. You're straight in there. You'll jump into battle if it means defending or protecting someone else. Now, you might also make some enemies by doing this, but I mean, that's a given. But you understand that not everybody is going to like you in life. Though, I mean, I do have my secondary progressed ascendant in Libra, and I definitely care a lot more about what other people think of me today than I did back then. But ultimately, here, your assertiveness and your drive really stand out. Okay, so let's get into the rising sign and the personal planets in Aries. Let's begin by looking at the Aries Rising. So if you have your rising in Aries, when other people first meet you, they are greeted with these qualities of leadership, action, drive, and speed. You might be a fast walker, or you move through life very quickly. You appear as if you always have somewhere to be. Now, you might also come across as standoffish or as slightly grumpy when others meet you for the first time, or just in general. I mean, you can come across in these types of ways. Or you might come across as very energetic, innocent, or as excitable and passionate. It really all depends. You know, it depends on your mood, depends on the day. And even as others get to know you, they still see you as courageous, goal-oriented, self-motivating, and independent. You are continuously working on your goals and your aims. You can be very ambitious people. You may often get told by others just how ambitious and driven and how independent you are. I mean, when it comes to the rising sign, when it comes to the first house, this is the house of I am. Now, it's also important to locate your chart ruler, which is Mars, because your Mars placement is going to give you more information about what I've said today. It's going to give you more information about your energy levels, your drive, your self-assertion, and it's also going to give you more information about your goals. Though essentially, your journey of self-discovery is tied to your individuality, risk-taking, and being adventurous. Moving on to the Sun in Aries, meaning you were born during Aries season. Your ego and identity are strongly interlinked, and they indicate bravery, courage, independence, and being active. You express yourself with confidence, and you feel alive when you are pursuing your goals and when you are out beating your personal best. You might even set many milestones for yourself, or you feel really good about yourself when you achieve something that you really put your heart into. You can also be quite childlike and playful, and you have so many incredible creative ideas that you want to act on. But the important part is being able to keep your flame of passion and interest burning. In fact, the sun is exalted in Aries, meaning the sun is being fully expressed in this sign, and consciously so. It's the sun that represents the most conscious part of ourselves, and we are thriving to become more like our sun sign. And so in your case, Aries, you might fully express the parts of you that are bold, strong, pioneering, creative, and adventurous. Depending on the aspects you have to the sun, of course, or if you have other placements which make this more challenging, still, you tend to fully express qualities of leadership and being assertive. And your purpose is then tied to these very things. Now, do also make sure to consider the house that your sun in Aries is in, because this will tell you or show you the area of life that this energy is playing out in. Moving on to the moon in Aries. Okay, so we are going from a fully expressed and conscious part of the Aries archetype to a very emotional and private part of it. You are internally courageous, pioneering, and passionate. You might not show these qualities to people when you first meet them, but you need these qualities to be supported and nurtured. And if not, you will become very angry or just simply irritated and frustrated. You need movement. You need action and doing the things that you are passionate about. If not, you can feel very, very low. Though, to be fair, if this happens, you typically find a way to push yourself and to overcome these moments, even when it feels as if all hope is lost, or like you have been beaten down by the world. You somehow manage to get things moving again. After all, Aries is the spark, the sprout that pushes through the ground and into the light. I mean, that requires a lot of power, You can't keep them down for long. And so with having your moon in Aries, Your emotional world is that of inspiration, motivation, willpower, and drive. And your family might have taught you to be independent, either directly or indirectly, either in a positive way or a negative way. Naturally, here do also consider the aspects being made to your Aries Moon as well as other placements. But essentially, your unconscious self continues to find ways of fighting, insisting, and winning. You might even act as a catalyst for change when it comes to other people's emotions and other people's feelings. You inspire other people emotionally, though at the same time, you don't like showing your weaknesses or being vulnerable, especially with people that you don't know. But I do think that the more comfortable you become around others, the more safe and secure you feel around others, the more likely you're going to open up. Now, do also make sure to consider the house that your moon in Aries is in, because this will tell you the area of life that this energy is playing out in. Mercury in Aries again. So I just wanted to inform you about the practical astrology guide that I have created. So it is a 20-day practical astrology guide, and it covers the ins and outs of astrology, looking also at how a natal chart is created. It touches on the astrological ages, it looks at astronomy as well, and also looking at those practical representations of the 7 classical planets and the angular points. So if you are someone who is interested in astrology, you're new to it, even if you are an astrology student or you're an astrologer, because we can all learn something different from each other, I definitely recommend this guide. My whole intention with this guide is that you will walk away from it thinking of astrology, hopefully practically and also differently. And my major key aim really with this guide is using the stars for self-awareness. So learning about astrology, but also learning more about yourself and learning more about other people. Plus, it is super affordable, costing only about £2 per day. Though, if you are interested in just a little taster, so looking at you dipping your toes into what this guide is all about, that is available for you as well. Mercury in Aries. Okay, so you are a passionate communicator, a passionate learner, and a passionate teacher. I actually have my secondary progressed Mercury in Aries at the moment. Well, it's been there for many years, and you can probably tell from this video today, I am communicating passionately because I love the topic of astrology so much. Still, when you have your mindset on a study or a piece of information, you will be focused. You will be strongly interested. However, it is also likely that you speed through your reading or your work. There is a desire to know all fast. And by doing this, you can make a few mistakes, or retaining information can be kind of difficult as well because you're just moving past it so quickly. And now it is also likely that you struggle to focus when certain books or articles or videos are just too long or too boring. So I suppose the key is to keep things exciting, interesting. Also, jumping onto the next intellectual project is probable. And when it comes to the likes of driving, commuting, and moving throughout your local city or neighborhood, you can be fast. Perhaps you are quite active when it comes to things like grabbing coffee, heading to the market, or attending events happening in your town or city. You can be very curious people, and you like to be mentally stimulated by situations, people, and topics that you are strongly fascinated by. You might even be daring enough to ask certain questions that other people don't ask. You just come out with it. Oh, and also, you can be leaders within discussions and conversations. You might be quick to share your views on certain matters, especially if such things are personal. Naturally though, do also consider the aspects being made to your Aries Mercury as well as other placements. But overall, you are assertive when it comes to the likes of writing, speaking, and media. You can also be encouraging and motivating with your words. And do also make sure to consider the house that your Mercury in Aries is in, because this will tell you the area of life that this energy is playing out in. Venus in Aries. So we are bringing this fiery, energetic, and passionate energy of Aries, and we're applying it to your relationships, your partnerships, resources, your finances. Therefore, you can be quick when it comes to love, for example. You'll jump into a new relationship quickly, but you might also jump out quickly as well if you feel as if it's not going anywhere or if it's not as exciting. You desire sexual passion and trying new things, being adventurous. When in a relationship, you might always be on the move. Even thinking about you being single, you can be the most independent single person there is. You can put yourself first and you don't have to worry about someone else. How good is that for you, Aries? After all, you can put yourself first and you don't have to worry about anybody else. Still, when in a relationship, you'll put your all into it. You can also be quite heroic in love. Then again, with Venus being in detriment here, perhaps a weakness of yours is how quickly you move in relationships. So instead of taking your time, getting to know someone, you rush in, and then when things get tough, you find the emergency exit and you end up burning your bridges. Moreover, you're a leader when it comes to business. You're able to assert yourself within your business partnerships with confidence. You get the job done. And in terms of your finances, you might spend your money fast. So as soon as you have it, it's already gone. Perhaps as you get older, you practice greater self-control, you strategize more, you plan for the future more, and it's likely that you make money from business, enterprise, or sales. Naturally, do also consider the aspects being made to your Aries Venus as well as other placements, though essentially here you do not sugarcoat matters related to relationships and money, also matters related to your self-worth. Now do make sure to consider the house that your Venus in Aries is in, because this will tell you the area of life that this energy is playing out in. And lastly, Mars in Aries. Okay, so this is possibly the most forceful expression of Aries. And what I mean by this is that you push and push and push. After all, Mars is home in this sign. And so the way you assert yourself and the way that you act on things is very strong. You might be very active, or you're always on the move. You're always trying to reach your goals, but to such an extent that you wear yourself out quickly. Also, thinking about Mars and how it's connected with our frustrations. You won't let a situation or a concern go easily. If you feel pissed off or upset about something, or if you need to address a situation, you can't just leave things. You want to address the matter head on and now. And for this reason, Mars is quite comfortable here because you are direct, you are straightforward. But at the same time, we also notice how this energy can be quite uncomfortable. Because let's say someone else doesn't want to address an issue when you would like to. Then you're pacing and you're going mad with worry, with stress. Though on the other hand, you might grow to be more patient, or you learn that not everything in the world should happen on your time. And you also learn how to pace yourself when it comes to your energy levels. Still, you make for incredible athletes, pioneers, gym goers, innovators, and company leaders. And you have such a way of encouraging, inspiring, and motivating others. So your clients, your friends, your lovers, your colleagues, and so on. You're the ones who are out there really motivating other people. Not to mention, you're willing to take risks without any hesitation, which can be inspiring for many people too. Naturally, though, do also consider the aspects being made to your Aries Mars, as well as other placements. Though ultimately, you are such go-getters. You don't wait for life to happen to you. You go out and you make life happen. Though, just to end this, make sure that you consider the house that your Mars in Aries is in, because this will tell you the area of life that this energy is playing out in. Okay then, Cosmic Warriors, so that concludes my video talking about the Aries personality. Please do let me know if you found this video to be helpful today, and if you resonated with your placement. I would really appreciate that. And of course, let us know any Aries placements you have. And as always, let me know your thoughts and your opinions on today's video. But with all of that being said, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing. And of course, if you would like to see more videos from myself and you have not yet subscribed, then make sure that you click that subscribe button and also give this video a like if you did like it today. And I will be back with another video very, very soon. Bye!